Why not? Give him some value. Beautiful girl, I'm a nice guy, so why not? I'm trying to hold conversation, that's about it. I'm trying to hold conversation.
Yeah, but I'm busy dancing right now.
Hello guys and welcome to the Bro Thing. This is your coach Arunav and today I want to talk about 5 different ways of instantly becoming more attractive to women around you. Now the first thing I see missing out in a lot of people is just being presentable. And what I mean by this is invest some time in your grooming, invest some time in your fashion, and also take a shower before you go out. Now these are the small things that really matter when you're actually going out there to talk to a woman, because what is the first thing that a woman will judge you on? She'll judge you on the experience that she has of you, and her experience includes looking at you, smelling you because you'll be in close contact when you're interacting with her, and apart from that, talking to you. So make sure you work on these little things and you become a little bit more presentable. Now, I'm not telling you to buy, $500 shoes, or I'm not telling you to buy luxury items. What I'm telling you is to invest some time to think about what kind of fashion you want. I see a lot of people in the field who have not taken a shower, for a couple of days, or just going out to meet a girl. And I'm not saying in any way that all of that is not going to let you meet a girl, because girls don't really care about that, but it's always better to look presentable, because being presentable will actually act as a bonus. So make sure that when you're going out, you take a shower before you go out. And I'll also make sure that in the next few videos, I'll make a video on my own grooming and fashion process that I follow before going out to any club. Now the second way is being assertive and persistent, going for what you want and actually taking risks. Now I see a lot of guys going out there, approaching the girl, and as soon as the conversation hits a bump, they eject themselves from the conversation and they leave the girl. Now this is because they're not comfortable with the bump, or maybe whatever the scene is. What you need to do is you need to be persistent, and you need to be very careful when I give this advice as well, because I see a lot of guys who are being persistent, but being persistent in the wrong way. They're going to talk to the girl, they're expecting a reaction from the girl, but they're invading her personal space. They don't know when to take a step back.
What's in there? Why not?
Alright guys, so in this particular interaction, you will see how the girl is really not interested in talking to me, but if you persist in the right way, that no can turn into a yes.
Give him some value. Beautiful girl, I'm a nice guy, so why not? I'm trying to hold conversation, that's about it. I'm trying to hold decent conversation, and that's about it.
Yeah, but I'm busy dancing right now.
Alright, I'll leave you that, but it's really not to my name is Arnav. So, but I would just like to know your name, that's about it. Arnav. Mr. Arnav, nice to meet you. I will leave you to your dance, but I will just know you more. That's possible. I'm the judge. No, I'm the public.
Now guys, you have to be better at social calibration, and what I mean by that is you have to gauge her reactions, and you have to see whether she's comfortable with the approach or is she uncomfortable. If she's uncomfortable, it doesn't mean that you have to completely leave the conversation. Take a step back, make sure that she's comfortable before you take it forward. And a lot of guys, you have to understand that in India specifically, a lot of girls will be hostile towards you because of the social conditioning. So don't think of it that, the girl is being hostile towards me. Don't take anything personally, but rather than that, try to understand that if she doesn't take anything personally and she entertains every person who approaches her, then she's gonna waste her whole day of just talking to random guys. She doesn't want to do that. Now the third thing is being certain and leading the interaction. Now I see a lot of guys going up to the girl, talking to her, but they're not leading the interaction. They're not being certain in whatever they're saying. They're like, hey, yeah, my name is this, what do you do? And there's a bit of a stutter in their voice as well. Now this all shows low confidence. So when you're talking to a woman, it's always important to be certain. It's always important to lead the conversation. If you're not leading her, lead the conversation by your words. Now guys, let me explain it in a very short and a concise manner. Now imagine that you're in a new place, you're going out somewhere, and you need to find a location. You need to find a location, and you're talking to a couple of random people, asking them for the location. And one guy is telling you, hey, over there, you need to take a right from there and you need to go there. Now understand, the guy's not being certain, he's not being leading, right? So you might not trust him so much. Similarly, when a girl is talking to you, if you're stuttering, if you're not confident about what you're saying, if you're not certain, and if you don't believe in what you say, even she will. Think about it, guys. When you're going out, when you're asking the way to a person, if he's certain, you'll certainly believe him, no matter if he's right or wrong. And this has happened with me. I'm sure this has happened with you a lot of times as well, where you meet a confident person who's telling you the way and it's the wrong way, right? And all of this is because you believe him. And the reason you believe him is because he believes himself. So make sure when you're talking to a woman, you're certain and you have a belief that it's gonna work. You assume that it's gonna work. You assume that she wants to talk to you and she will. Now the fourth thing is awareness. Now I see a lot of guys going in the field and always thinking about what's the next step. Am I doing the game right? Am I approaching her right? Following everything that I saw in the video? Is my voice right? Are the words that I'm saying right? Guys, all of this is gonna put you inside of your head. And what I mean by that is when you're thinking about all of this in the field, when you're talking to a woman and if you're thinking about all of this, you're not enjoying the conversation. And if you're not enjoying the conversation, she's also not enjoying the conversation. If she's not enjoying the conversation, it's not gonna go anywhere. So make sure when you're in the field, try not to think about this. Try not to think about what can go wrong, what you can do to improve your game. Trust your mind, trust your subconscious mind that you have seen enough pickup videos and you're out there to practice pickup. And trust your mind. Rather than thinking about the best things to do, try to enjoy the conversation. Try to shift from the thinking, the doing pattern to just enjoying the moment that you have with the girl. The last part is working out. Now, I see a lot of guys just joining game because they want to approach girls, they want to get better results with women. But you have to understand, game is actually a journey, it's a self-growth journey, and you actually have to work on yourself, develop yourself if you really want to attract that high-quality woman that you desire. So you have to work on yourself. And gym, working out is one of the major parts, because I'm not saying that it's required, because when I started game, I did not gym, I did not work out. But as I went out regularly, I realized that this is one thing which will actually help me, give me a bonus, because it makes you feel confident in your own body. It's a positive self-identity which makes you more confident. So make sure you hit the gym at least 4 times a week. Now, apart from that, what gym also did for me was game is about going against that resistance, going against your comfort zone. And similarly, gym is also something like that, because you're going out and you're doing repetitions, right? You're trying to break your muscles and you're going against resistance. So it's basically training your mind to go against resistance. And once you're going out against resistance all the time, for example, if you take a cold water shower in the morning, hit the gym, go do the work which you really don't want to do, then you actually train your mind to go against that resistance. And whenever you feel that resistance, you will know what to do. Now, summing it up, I also want to share with you a last point. Be authentic. Don't try to have a facade. Don't try to have a mask on when you're trying to go out in game. Be yourself. Be yourself, but understand that you're the top 1% people who are actually watching this video, trying to work on their lives, and you're on your way to your better self. So be yourself, but that doesn't really mean that, whatever you are, just stay there stagnant. It also means that understand that, okay, you are a guy who's working on himself, working on becoming the top 1%, and who's on his journey to self-growth. So be yourself, but always keep moving forward.